You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week 4 of the 2021 fall season, and today we're joined by the SCAC Men's Soccer Offensive Player of the Week, senior forward Luis Green of the Texas Lutheran University Bulldogs. And Luis, congratulations and thanks so much for joining us today.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Luis, you and the rest of your Bulldog teammates now 4-2-1 on the season, unbeaten in your last 3 fixtures, most recently knocking off Centenary 4-1 at home and getting a 1-1 double overtime draw against St. Thomas this past Sunday. Just sort of take me through the opening of this season. Maybe a little bit of a slower start than you'd like, but as I mentioned, unbeaten in 3 straight, sort of rounding into form. Where is this group at, especially in terms of the confidence level?
Well, great question, and it's always a roller coaster at the beginning. I think it speaks to probably all the teams in the conference, but at the beginning, you're always trying to find your flow, your groove with the team. We get new teammates, new freshmen, so we're always trying to see which teammates can play well with each other. But I feel like right now we're in a good flow state, and again, the chemistry is stronger than it was at the beginning of the semester, of course. But we're just focused on the hard work, and we understand that we're not going to have all the bells and whistles, but we want to make sure that every team understands that when they play TLU, they're going to they're going to expect us to bust our ass, and we're going to make them work. So if they beat us, it's because they beat us, not because we let them. We're not going to let any team walk over us. We're going to make sure like I said, we're going to work hard.
Individually, Luis, 3 goals over the weekend, 2 in the win over the Gents, and then you score the tying goal in the 88th minute in that St. Thomas fixture. Now have scored in 5 straight games, 6 goals on this season. Take me through your performance this past weekend. How were you able to be so successful, and what is your confidence level individually coming out of such a successful weekend?
It's honestly, I'm very thankful for the team that I'm a part of. It's a privilege because if it wasn't for like I said, the team working hard, it starts all the way from the defense: Nestor, Jair, Diego, and then Caleb, McCausland, and then the midfield with Jared, Sparsa. Then we have Louis and also Jack, and the wingers. It's all the team. Almost every team that we've been playing, they're usually man marking, but again, we're not relying on one player. If they're man marking me, we have plenty of other players that can put the ball behind the net, and I think that's what the team saw. That's what the team saw. They were man marking, so we find other ways to attack, and as soon as we started scoring, they lost their focus, and we were able to capitalize on it. But it's truly just a team effort. Some other goals that I had were just tap-ins. Marco gave me a beautiful, again, a sitter goal. But if it wasn't for the team, again, it would have been very difficult.
Luis, I'm sort of interested in your relationship with head coach Eddie Salazar. You've been a huge part of this program, going back all the way to your freshman season, and you've seen this program really take some major strides over the course of your time. And every time I've talked with Coach Salazar, he's really said a lot of wonderful things about you as not only a person, but as a player as well. And it seems like there's a mutual respect there. Talk about that relationship and how much you've appreciated playing for him over the last handful of years.
Oh yes, I have so much respect to Coach Eddie. He's like a father figure to me, and I probably tell this story to. You probably heard of this story, but in high school I was gonna stop playing soccer. My passion was boxing. I wanted to become a professional boxer, and so I had my eyes set on becoming a boxer. But soccer has always been one of my passions and something that I've been good at. And I remember playing my last few years my last season in SA United with Coach Jay Sparrow, and also in high school. We paid some money, so I had to finish out the season. I didn't want to waste the money that we spent on the season, and I one of my coach Nichols, my coach from Smithson Valley, Coach Nunley, they both talked to me about staying for my last senior year. They always had a saying of shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's like should have, could have, they don't exist. Whatever happened, happened, and there's no way you can go back. So they made me realize that in like years from now, I could go look back and see would I have regretted playing one more year of soccer? So because of that, I decided to stay, and because of that, I was able to meet Coach Eddie. But like I said, I had my eyes set on boxing. Once the soccer season was over at Smithson Valley, I remember going in a tournament, my last tournament in SC United, and Coach Eddie attended to that tournament, and he invited me to go eat at a Starbucks. I found out he lived in Timberwood. My girlfriend lives in Timberwood, and so we found a connection there. But initially, I thought it was just going to be 15, 30 minutes of conversation and him trying to get me to come to TOU. But there was just something about it that made me want to go and talk to him. It's probably the hair, but we started off talking, and that 15 minutes that I thought we would have turned out to be like 3 hours, and it turned out to be all the way to 11:30 p.m. and they were closing Starbucks by the time, and we probably talked about soccer probably like 10 minutes. The rest it was just about mentality, it was about work ethic, discipline, culture, and it was just really a lot about mentality. In boxing, I remember I was being like anxious getting in the ring with another man and fighting. So we talked a lot about that, the mental aspect of sports and the discipline behind it. But through God, I just feeling his passion. I knew that I wanted to be part of whatever he was building and be part of TOU. I had never looked at a picture of TOU. I never went to the campus. I just knew that I wanted to be with Coach Eddie. And again, as after that conversation, I had my eyes set on playing for him. And like I said, in high school, I was focused in boxing, but in college, I told myself, I wonder what I could do if I focused all my energies in soccer with a phenomenal coach and team. And again, nobody ever sees all the conversations that Coach Eddie and and the team has with us. It is more than just playing soccer. It's about like developing our teammates. It's about building long-term relationships. Again, if you guys go to the Texas Lutheran men's soccer field, you guys are not going to recognize it. We're trying to take the program to the next level, and it's all coming from Coach Eddie, Coach George, Coach Wilson, Jimmy Flores, Bati, and Matt Gorman, and also now Dave Sater from Sater Financial Group. It's just, again, just his passion attracts like-minded individual, and it's just more contagious than COVID-19, in my opinion. So it is just, he's somebody that I respect a lot as a person, like you said, as a coach. Again, every time before the game and he's talking to us, we feel like we're gonna go to battle. And again, whenever we're fighting in the field, we're fighting for Coach Eddie, for the program. It is not an individual goals. It's all about how can I make Coach Eddie proud? How can I make my teammates proud? Our alumni, our parents that come out and support us is bigger than all of us. And Coach Eddie does bring that out.
As you talk about those relationships, I'm interested, looking ahead to this weekend, you and the rest of your teammates on the road at Colorado College. Aside from soccer, these are those moments that those relationships have opportunities to continue to grow, being together away from campus. What are you most looking forward to about this road trip aside from soccer? What do you enjoy about these times with your teammates?
Oh, that's a great question. And probably my freshman year and sophomore year, I could say that I had spent more time with my teammates. Of course, we train every day, but back when I used to dorm at the school, I was able to eat there, spend more. I was dorming with my teammates, but now because of COVID, I had to move to an apartment, and In a way, I didn't like that as much because I like going to the cafeteria and building more relationships with my teammates and more chemistry. But now that I don't have that, and again, everybody's very busy with extracurricular things. So after soccer, we have to take care of our business outside of soccer. But these trips, for me, it is just extremely fun. I love messing around with my team. I like making fun of them. They like making fun of me. Uh, it is just a great way to relax, build that chemistry. And again, the more chemistry you have with your team, the better the relationship you are with your team and the better trust, you're just going to be playing harder for your team. And again, whenever you're not feel like in sports in general, if you feel like you're not having the best day in terms of performance, but your teammates are out there busting their ass, it is contagious. It just brings you up. It just gives you more confidence. When your teammates are there to support you, it just builds your confidence. And like I said, I always have, there's some games that I have pretty bad performances, but my teammates are the ones that come and carry me to maybe score a goal, or I find other ways that I can impact the game positively. But it's a team process. And again, whoever thinks that it's individual sports, the wrong. It's definitely, you definitely need to have your stuff together in order to be like be able to have a strong chain within the team. But I love those trips. I'm very much looking forward to it. I am very excited to play against Colorado in their home. I love the competition they bring in their home. I love a challenge. My team loves a challenge. All I can say is that we expect them to be the best Colorado college, especially in their home. And all I'm going to say is that we're going to go there to grind. We don't care the outcome. All we know is that they're going to leave with a third shoe up somewhere, and we're gonna come there, work hard. That's all I know.
And finally, Luis, to wrap things up, you talked a little bit about it, but your expectations, going into this weekend in that game against Colorado College, what has been working well specifically these last couple of games? I mentioned three straight unbeaten for this TLU Bulldogs program right now. What do you need to continue doing well that's worked great the last few fixtures that will hopefully benefit you this weekend?
Honestly, I think it's more the mentality of the team. Again, this is a weird conference where even the top teams, if they don't show up, and let's say a bottom team comes 100% prepared, they could win. So if you just come in with the mentality that you expect things to be given to you and that you're gonna win, it's gonna be an easy walk to the park, you're gonna have a very tough day. Your whole team is gonna have a tough day. So I think that at this point, our team realized that and understands that every game, it doesn't matter who the opponent is, we need to be in our A game. If we're in our A game, it doesn't matter what the other team is. We understand that goals can happen off of anything. Like, for example, in St. Thomas, our goal happened because of a set piece and a flick. Again, that how can you expect that to happen? It's whoever wants it more. And and for us, it's just being mentally prepared for every game. Physically, we got the physical aspect. We're dominant. We have the conditioning there, but it's how bad do we want it, and how are we like are we going to force things again? That's how much is the pressure? Is being calm on the pressure but keeping that intensity and focus. That's probably what we've been working more as a team. We played against many teams. For example, I'm not going to say any names, but some of the schools that we played over the last few weeks, we started beating them, and they started fighting. They started fighting against each other. I'm like, how are you going to come back from that? Your team is not going to be wanting to work hard for you. So again, it all starts from, even when you're losing, is how are you going to deal with it, and especially as a team. And if you're not trust your teammate, then you can't win the game by yourself. It is impossible.
Native of Monterrey, Mexico, and this week's SCAC Men's Soccer Offensive Player of the Week for Week 4 of the 2021 fall season, senior forward Luis Green of the Texas Lutheran University Bulldogs. Luis, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to march forward throughout your senior season.
Definitely. Thank you. Have a good one.